This is one of the older videos of Charm, probably about the first couple 3 days, maybe. Um, this is primarily going to be a video of her and I dancing around each other in the stall, and it's not going to look like very much. As a quick aside here in the beginning, we're going to point out, don't let your halter flop that low onto their nose. Um, in very rare cases, there may be a reason for it, but definitely not with this horse and definitely not with your average horse, so I do not recommend it. Make sure it's sitting up pretty far. Also, keep in mind, don't let your lead rope be wrapped around your arm in coils like this. Don't drape it onto your arm like that. Always have it in some manner of drape so that it's able to be dropped easily and not get pulled up around your hand in a wreck. Now, as I pointed out before, I don't really like pulling straight forward on a horse. Um, Obviously, later on in life, you can to some degree, but even it's just a habit that I have gathered in my life to just never do it. So everything here in this video will be about asking Charm to move different body parts and respond to different pressure and cue. And for me to kind of get a view of what she understands and how she processes it. So at times you're going to see me put my arm up. I do not condone hitting a horse in the face, though I have had to do it over a couple Mustangs trying to take my face for me. But on your average horse, you don't need to do that. Now, what I will be saying is you're allowed to block yourself. So I'm walking into her with this, and I'm pushing on her, but this is also giving her a cue that I would like you not to come through that block. Because I'm cueing with my hand on the halter and my arm up towards her face. Now you're going to see me at different times probably have to block my head because she's going to turn into me. She, as I've stated before, doesn't really have any idea of social space. She thinks your space is her space, and it is imperative that when you're working with a horse like this, and you're trying to use that block, that you stand up straight, roll your shoulders back. This helps give you different a different energy, really. Horses will read your posture, and if you're really, really slumped over and kind of trying to look small, they're more apt to, I wouldn't say in all cases feel less threatened, but they definitely will find you more approachable. And right now, I don't want her to think being approaching me with her head in my face is okay. Um, Always try to use the least amount of pressure if you're seeing that, especially if you're using one of these rope halters. Um, these things can be incredibly rough, so definitely don't put one on and just start yanking around on it. I like them for the feel that I have with the horse, um, but you're going to see very rarely am I going to use one of these super, super hard. Um, But what we're doing here is doing a little bit of just kind of more testing with her, because at this point in our relationship, um, I don't really know much about her triggers. I'm kind of out here just having to find it. I have the feeling that she's a really gentle, friendly horse, perhaps a little bit reactive from what I've gathered as she's come off of the trailer and whatnot. But I've also gathered that if you give this horse time to process, she will take that time to process information. So that is a recommendation that I do say for anyone if you've got kind of a newer horse is give yourself time to get to know the horse. Put some challenges out there to them. See how they handle it. And don't let wild white sclera eyes spook you. Now, when I lift up, I'm asking her to kind of move her hindquarters around a little bit. Uh, she's given me that attempt, and she's thinking about it. But it's not pretty right now. It's not a finished, beautiful leg yield, or hindquarter yield, rather. It's just kind of a mess. But again, we're not asking for perfection in this stall right now. We're going to be cleaning it after this video. I didn't see any point in tearing it up after getting it clean. See, I'm still keeping the pressure on her because I want her to move her hindquarters, and that whole last couple seconds she was moving her front. She's still moving her front, and she's going to back herself into the wall of the stall over here. So now she's stuck and you can't see it. So I'm going to go ahead and ask her to come forward again instead of try to cram her into that corner even harder. We're going to use this wall as a help to kind of keep her forward motion down. And there, that was a nice step. A nice controlled step. And that's what we're wanting, is those pauses when she does it right. I'm gonna move her back, give her space in the stall. When you're working in an enclosed space like this, you really do have to be aware of your space and aware of their space. Because if you're asking for something, you need to give them the room to be able to do it, as well as give yourself the space to get out of the way if necessary. And her attention just disappeared. Moving the hindquarters. That's what the hand is up for. Generally, the hand is up for hindquarters, as if you were to be pulling around and applying leg pressure. That's going to be the same cue later on for me. Using my hand to kind of give her the cue that that's the leg I want to move right now. She has an obsession with the camera. Anytime she sees it, she's got to hit it with her nose. So now, you notice the hand isn't moving back towards her shoulder blade right now. It isn't moving towards her withers. It's kind of up and out to the side. That's what's called leading her by her nose or trying to send her. These are the first steps of having her try to go around me. And so what I'm asking is that her front legs step forward, not on top of me. She has enough room to go into that corner. This is a little bit harder to do, but again, now you see this is up towards the shoulder, so I want the hindquarters. You're going to see a lot of petting and attention on her. As I said, she likes to stop and think. It seems to help her quite a bit. And given that she is a horse that gets incredibly high, I think she is an Arab cross, which is a preference of mine, actually. Getting her too wound up can get her actually over, I think what dog trainers say is a threshold. And at that point, you're just working with an animal. You're not really working with a thinking being at that point, and just turn in for the day. So here she walked off really nice like that. That was good. Pay attention to that moment where she just stepped forward and walked off. Sure, it was where she wanted to go, but it was still what I was asking. Being this is her offside, sometimes a horse can be better or worse. Better being that they have less confusion from previous cues. From the near side, where people always lead them, the offside people usually don't spend as much time. So she's actually walking off with me a lot better here. Strange as that may sound. She's giving me a little snort. She's like, I just got myself in trouble a little bit there. As strange as it may sound, having them step away and around on the offside has usually been, in my experience, easier. I've actually had far less problems teaching things to the offside of a horse, and usually the offside gives me a better read for how fast they pick things up. And she's showing me a lot of try here. And that's letting me know that she's actually a pretty sharp student. Um, she's just got a lot of conflicting information from previous handling on what she should be doing and what she shouldn't be doing. Now we're going to try to ask again on her near side. And notice on her near side how she more or less just steps into me. She doesn't step forward very well. She steps over into me pretty constantly. She doesn't really bend her neck and shoulder to go around. She more or less just steps sideways into me. And instead of getting mad and beating on her, at this point we're just gonna keep trying to set her up to do the right movement. And if she does the right movement, we're going to reward it. There was about 3 steps there. It was very nice. Yes, at the end she did step over, but the ones before that were exactly what I was looking for, just for a moment. And again, guys, it's just little things, and it's not going to look pretty, but it's just little things. So hopefully, you'll find something out of this video that'll give you a little bit of confidence in what you're trying to do, and show you that it's not always a perfect process, and depending on how you want to attack it, it can look pretty Western, or you can try to do it pretty gentle. Now, I will have the disclaimer that this is a very gentle horse, and she has a lot of try. Maybe someday you'll see a video of a horse that is not so gentle and has very little desire to try. So, for now, that's all we're going to have on this video, and I thank you very much for tuning in. In the future, I hope to have these videos coming out a little bit closer together, and keep following us for Charm's journey. Thank you. Have a lovely night.